Hey guys, welcome in. Share this out if you would. There's something interesting happening with the bees that you need to see. So I'm gonna get suited up. It's not a good thing. Our bees are starting to be attacked. So I have got to go up and remedy the problem. You've got to be on guard whenever you've got honeybees. You've got to be watching your hives all the time, even if it's raining like right now. So here we are out in the rain. Hopefully it doesn't come down a lot more while we're out here. I'm getting suited up, and I've got to go up and protect my honeybees. We're having a lot of them. We are finding deceased on our deck, and that has been happening for a few days, so I've really got to change some things up here to stop that from happening. So I'm just going to suit up as quickly as I can. Share this out for me if you wouldn't mind. I really appreciate that, and if you could do the heart bees, that would be really appreciated. I'm here to teach you about honeybees. And it's in the fall time. We have some threats that happen, and I'm about to show you what that is. It's not good. I am Grandma. I'm from Central New York. I'm a beekeeper, and we're having a little bit of an emergency with our bees, so I'm trying to get suited up here to protect the bees. So, hey everybody, share this out for me. We're having a little issue with our bees right now. Trying to get suited up and go up there and protect the bees. We're having hornets and wasps and different things coming attacking our bees. So I've got to go up and get some protective entrances put on that I have put away. So hold on while I get all suited up here, and we'll go right up there and protect our bees. And hopefully the rain doesn't get any worse. But yeah, you got to be on guard whenever you have honeybees. You know, we put a lot of money into our bees and a lot of time and love and effort. And this can't be happening, so we have to come out and check our hives a couple of times a day. And my husband just came in and he said, Kim, we got a problem. I should say, Grandma, we got a problem. And I'll show you just a minute once I get all this taken care of. My zipper is stuck. Okay, gotta put that inside. Thanks for coming in, guys. I really appreciate it. All right. Let me get my gloves on. So I've got to get my gloves on properly. Got to be careful. I know I'm in a hurry, but I still got to be careful because I don't want to get stung. Got to make sure that this goes inside the leather part. Oops, wrong glove. My mother taught me that years ago. Got to put the right glove on the right hand. So let's see. They're getting all stiff from the propolis on the fingers. Got to put my thumb straps on. Keeps the sleeve down when I push on the gloves. So, hoping I haven't lost too many of the bees, because every time we go up there it seems like there's more and more that are deceased on the deck. So we're starting to have a real problem. The predator bees are coming around, and they're starting to try to get into our hives, and they want to steal everything that my bees have worked hard to get. So they're trying to just take everything so that that their hives will survive, and we can't have that. Our bees have worked too hard And we've worked too hard to have that happen. So let's go up and see if we can save the bees. Thanks for being with me, guys. Share this out. Let's make this live huge. I'd appreciate that. So here we are. Someone doesn't have equipment on. I don't know what you're doing. But, oh, he's getting the stuff out for me. Good job, man. He's braver than I am. So I'm going to bring you down to the front of the hive.
Got this one kicked in.
Yeah, we're going to have to pry that out. And you really shouldn't be up here like that. So when we start messing with the front of these hives, they're not going to be happy about it. Okay, I'll take that one. So basically I've got these entrances and how they work. We're missing a door on this one. Do you see a little plastic door anywhere like this, John? In the box? I can close this one though. It'll be all right. I just close this one up. So they actually have 2 doors on the top. And what happens is the bees usually come in and they'll land on this board and go straight in through this little hole right here. Well, yep, I'm going to have to use a smoker too, John, because they're starting to come after my hands and stuff. And all the other predator bees, they are used to, yes, smoke them so they go in if I can. All the other predator bees, they're used to, all right, good enough. They're used to landing on this board and going in. Now I'm gonna confuse them just a little bit because I don't want them in my hives, because I've got deceased bees all over the place because they've been fighting. You see this little guard bee right here? They're waiting to see if there's any other bees that are going to come in here that aren't supposed to be here. And I'm having hornets. If we watch, we might even see one. These are all honeybees right here, but the hornets are coming and they're trying to get into the hive. And my bees are just like trying to sting them and go get them away from the hive, and they are literally not making it. You can see down here on the deck, you can see that there's a hornet right there, and you can see some of my other bees that have met their doom here. So we're trying to stop that from happening. So I'm going to try to get these bees to get out of my way here. And I am going to put this entrance, it's called a robber entrance. I'm going to put this on the front of my hive. So what's going to happen is the predator bees and even my bees, hopefully there's not many out and about, will actually come down here and they're going to try to get into the hive right through here. They're not going to be able to get in the hive, but the bees that are inside, I will open this one, will figure out to come and crawl up the front of the hive and come out here. And there's one there. Now that one that just came out will know how to get back in, but the ones that are out might not. So I'm going to have to watch that tonight. See how they're starting to come out? So I'm going to take this one since they like that door. I'm going to pull this off and I'm going to put it on this side. So I only want one door for these bees to have to be guarding right now. That way we're not going to have as much of a problem. See, now that one knows how to get back in. So I'm in good shape with that hive. Let's move on to the next one here. Now this is going to be a little more of a challenge. Hopefully you can see. All right, so we've got a little problem here. I got a lot of bees in the way. Can I have the smoker, please? Oh, I got it. Okay, I'm going to give these guys a little blast. I really wanted them to go in, not out. Come on, girls, go in or you're going to be confused. All right, so I need, I'm going to pull this entrance out since it's all messed up. I don't know how that happened. Okay, so I got lots of bees. You guys want to see them? Look at them. They're beautiful little girls. You guys go back in the hive. Come on. Come on back in. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to close this entrance up. So, oh, no, baby. You got your legs. Shoot. Hold on. Let me see if I can rescue you. There you go. Now I got 30,000 more coming out. All right, I guess we gotta push it. Don't have a choice. Not that far. Shoot. One more time. Oh, and now they're all coming out. And I've got them on my face. Yeah, great. John Smoker. I'm getting some annoyed bees here. Alright, you guys need to settle down just a little bit. Now they don't like me. I've got them on my face and everywhere else. Alright, do not sting my hands because I know you can go through the gloves. Everybody be nice. I'm trying to help you. Get off my finger. Okay, that's what I need right there. So I'm going to put another one of those doors on there. And I got to flip sides. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing here. All over my face. Okay, ladies, sorry, but you've got to go in. Work your way in there or out of the way somehow here. Where's my smoker? One way or the other. In or out. Come on, girls, go in. Would you please just go in? Make my life easier. I got one right on my face. Pull that screen away so it doesn't get my face. All right. Yeah, they don't like it when it's cloudy at all. I got one of them trying to get through and get me here. Okay, two of them. See them? All right, go on. Get off my face. All right, let's move on to the next one here. This one looks like it's going to be a little easier. I don't know if that thing's going to fit on there now. Let me give them some smoke here. Maybe they'll just stay inside and be nice. That'd be great. Okay, how many of these you got?
That's it.
I thought I had 4.
I thought you did too.
All right, so... All right, so then I'm going to do... Which one is... Should we do the small hive? Because I think the bigger hives have a better chance to fight these guys off than these small ones do.
Okay, yeah.
So let's do the small hive. Screwdriver. And I need the smoker. Look at them all on the outside now. See, they don't know how to get back in. That's not good. You girls need to find your way back into that hive. Go on. In you go. Go on in.
Would you have put it in the bottom one?
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure I had 4 of these.
Yeah, I'm quite sure you did.
So we gotta look. Okay, these are robber entrances. What's happening is I'm having, I don't know how many people are on there that just came on, but I'm having a problem with hornets. And they are coming into my hive, into all of my hives, and they are killing, or they are doing in some of my bees. And so we are going to remedy that issue with these robber boards. Now, those hornets are going to land on here now, and they're going to try to get in down at the bottom, and they can't. The bees on the inside will know to come in and out of this door. If they came out of it, they'll know how to get back in. But any bee that's outside of here, even my own bees, are going to come on this landing board. They're going to try to get in all the way through here, and they're not going to be able to figure it out. So it is a rainy day, and I'm hoping there's not too many bees out. Now, I have a problem with this one behind us. This is the one I just did. And you can see that all of these bees, they're confused. So I need to help them out, and I need to lift this up for just a second, let them back in. Hopefully they can just go in quickly. Everybody be nice to me. No stinging the hands. I'll let them go back in. Gotta get a little of this smoke because they want to blast me here. Come on. Get out of the air and go back in. Come on, girls. In the hive. You know, you guys got to cooperate. Yeah, they are coming after me. And when it's an overcast day, go on in, girls. When it's an overcast day, they don't like you messing with their hive. You have a better chance of not getting stung if, yeah, this one's trying to climb underneath my glove. Get out of there. Come on now. They do not like me right now. They're not realizing that I'm trying to help them. Come on. Everybody in. Get off there. Come on. Go, go. Scoot. So if I leave these bees out on the front of the hive in the rain, they're not going to make it. So I got to be really careful here. I got to try to get as many of them inside as possible. Because like I said, if they haven't come out that door, they're not going to know how to go back in. And that could be just as bad as what's going on with the hornets. I need to get as many in as I can. You get off my face. Go on in. And in. Well. Come on, girls. Go in. They're lining up and starting to march on in there. That's good. They're starting to understand what's going on here. Come on, in you go. In. Gonna get as many of these little girls inside the hive as I possibly can. Everybody land. Let's go. Let's see if some tanging might help. There's something called tanging that I can bring all the bees out of the air. Supposed to hit two pieces of metal together. Let's see if it works. Come on, guys. Everybody down. Get out of the air. Go back to the hive. Usually takes a little while. One in. This isn't metally enough, I don't think. I'm crawling on the front of my face. Yeah, you're a little too close to my nose there, partner. Okay, they're coming. Let's go. John, you got anything else that's metalled over there that I can hit together? I gotta try to call these guys down.
No. Two screwdrivers, that's it.
I don't think screwdrivers are gonna work. Nothing else metal?
What about the smoker?
Yeah, I was hitting the smoker. It's just not. It's not good enough. They're starting to come. I just would like to get them all in before it starts raining. Come on, girls. We got a lot of them in. Yeah, this is... We still have some bees up in the air. Trying to do what's called tanging to see if I can get them to come down. Most of them have already come down. Okay, I'm going to put this entrance back on and then see how many more show up. Oh, we got a fight in here at the front. Come on, girls. Alright, let's try that. Let's wait just a minute here and see how many more show up that aren't... Get them on my face. Come on, get off my face. See how many more of them show up that aren't able to get in. So we'll watch that for a couple minutes. So when you change the entrance, it confuses all the bees. If they didn't come out that entrance, they're not going to know how to get back in. I got them on my mask. Come on, get off me. So, okay, so there's two. Let's wait until we get a few more and I'll let them back in. I do not like my face right now. So this little bee right here is confused. Go in, all right. No, now you have 50 million coming out. Okay, this isn't working. All right, you girls, I'm gonna let you just sit there for a while. We'll see what happens. It is starting to rain more. What do we got for, let's go see if we can find another robber entrance. I thought I had 4 of them. I'm almost positive I had 4.
I looked through it 3 times.
You don't see it? That's weird.
I don't know if it fell over the side.
I don't know where it went then. I could have sworn I bought 4 of them.
Yeah, I thought you had 4 too.
Let's see here. Well, this is interesting. I could explain about some of these things. This is called a queen excluder. When you have babies in the bottom of your hive, in the brood boxes, a lot of people use these, and they put this in between the brood box and the place where they put the honey, which is called the super, so that the queen is a bigger bee, and the queen cannot get through this mesh screen to get up and lay eggs into where the honey is. So it's called a queen excluder. But I don't use them. I've gotten a lot of them. But one thing they are really good for is if you can't find your queen, you can take one of these and put it between every single one of your boxes and search each box separately so she's not jumping from box to box. So that's interesting. But one reason why I don't use these is because they can damage the worker bee's wings, and it makes it really hard for them to fly sometimes. Not always, but it can damage their wings. So I guess I could go through a few of these things in this box to show you. This is actually wax that I've collected out of the hive. Little pieces of comb that I've had to remove because they make what's called wonky comb, and they'll build the comb really funny and bumped up and stuff on the frames, and you don't want that. You want it to be all smooth and everything. So any of that I just sort of take off and I put in this little container, and I can melt it down and paint it back onto the fronts of the frames, so that in the spring when they are trying to build out comb on their frames, they don't actually have to make all of it, because they make it with their bodies, obviously. And this actually, I could paint it on there and they can just reform it and remold it. So I save all of that. So I got like big balls of it and stuff like that. So let's see what else we got in here. Anything that might be exciting and interesting. Well, let's see. Here's an entranceway. Now in the spring, or in the spring and summer, we want our entrances to be bigger so that they can get it in and out faster. And then as the fall comes, we turn this so that is blocked off, and they can get in and out the tiny hole. So like I was just doing, when we're having problems with the predator bees coming, what we do is we make it the smaller hole so that our bees have less to take and protect. So that way is not as many of those different predator bees can get in that area. So it kind of like makes them do less work. What else do I got in here? My little goodie bag. We have, oh, this is interesting. I should put some of these in there if I can't open the hives when it's raining. These are actually hive beetle traps, and I'm basically going through my little store of stuff here, show you what some of the tools that beekeepers use to protect their hives and to work with your hives. But this is a trap for hive beetles. I'll put some vegetable oil in the bottom of this, and I'll put that in there, and this will trap any of those beetles that get into my hives. Those beetles can actually put a slime all over the honey, and it can ruin everything. So we have to make sure that we protect that honey. And if those beetles are left unchecked, they can totally destroy a hive. So let's see what else we got. You've probably seen these before. These ones here are the frames that go in the supers. They're also called medium boxes. and these are yellow, and the ones that go in the brood boxes are actually longer, and that's where they lay the queen lays the babies, is down in those bigger boxes. So those frames are actually bigger and longer, and they're usually a black, and then they build out the comb on that. I have, let's see what else is in my goodie box here. Let's see what I got. I got a hornet. How about that? Yay! I'm going to see if I could get him to land, and I'll show you. No. It went away. Oh, this is an interesting tool. So this is something that we use to mark our queens. It's got a little rubber band on it. So when we find our queen, a lot of people put like a little dot of like acrylic marker on them so you can spot your queen real easy. So if I have a little queen bee, I'm going to take and just sort of push down on it with this, and it's going to hold it in place for just a minute little second while I just put a little marker dot on her. So that's a really cool tool to have. And then I have, my gloves are making this difficult. I'm sure you all know what one of these is. We use these, one of these magnifying glasses, so that we can see the eggs down inside the cells. The eggs are so tiny, a lot of times you can't see them very well. At least Grandma can't. So I use this magnifying glass to look down in there. I have...
You better sort that out again.
Yeah, it's a mess.
No.
What? Oh, the bees. Yeah, that's why I'm up here. I'm waiting for the bees to do their thing. See how many of them can get back in. Oh, here's a piece of comb, guys. Check this out. So I have this piece of comb is interesting. If you look inside of here, you'll see some little globs of stuff. If you can see that dark area, the little pieces like right in here, there is little pieces of like pollen. I'm kind of drawing a blank here. So this is a piece that I actually took off the bottom of one of those yellow frames that I showed you that's too short, because I had run out of the deeper frame, the deeper frames, and I put in a shallow frame like one of the yellow ones, and they drew this out on the bottom of it. So that's the difference in the size. So it was like one of these, and the brood box frames are actually this much deeper. So they had drawn this out on the bottom of the frame all the way across, and it broke off. So I figured I'd save that and show people. And it's really interesting, the configuration of how they save so much space in their hive by using these particular shapes. So, and that's kind of cool. We actually can make like some comb honey. This isn't comb honey, but people actually make comb honey by using a different type of frame that doesn't have the plastic piece inside like this. So if you ever wondered, they can put like a piece of wire in here to support it instead of this yellow backing. Or there's also frames that have like these circles in them. There'll be 3 big circles, and they'll have a piece of plastic around each one. And the bees will go in there and they will make this comb and fill it with honey. And afterwards you can just push it out and put a clear top and bottom on it, and then you can sell that comb honey on there. So that's kind of cool. Oh, let's see what else is in my little goodie box down here. Oh, I got one of these. This is to help you capture a queen. If you ever need to pick up your queen, you could just pick her up with that, pull a little rubber band around it, and she'll stay right in there until you're ready to move her somewhere else. Like if you're doing cutout or going somewhere to find a swarm and you find the queen, you want to put her in one of these guys. That way you can move her into the hive where you want her to go, and what's going to happen is the other bees will smell the pheromones from that queen and they will follow her into that hive. So you'll see them like literally running to get to their queen, which is really kind of cool. All right, let's go back to the bees now that I've given them a little bit of time. I want to get all these bees that are outside in. Watch yourself, John. I got to move the camera, honey. Thank you. All right, let's see if I can get some more of these bees in. I was just trying to give it a few minutes because I got all these bees here that don't know how to get into their hive now. So I need that screwdriver because I just put these entrances on here and the bees are a tad bit confused. So let's just open the side of this up here. I'll just lift up the bottom just a tad bit. Guys, you gotta go in, you gotta go in. Let's go. Yeah, they're not gonna do it. All right, I think I'm better off just closing it back up because I'm gonna have so many of them out here. They're gonna have to learn to use that door. Nothing I can do. But hopefully they figure it out before long. So guys, thanks for being with me. Hopefully our bees will be good. We were being attacked by hornets and I had to put some robber boards on the front, or robber entrances on the front of these hives. Just trying to think, is there anything else I can talk to you guys about? You guys know probably about this is a smoker and it has a billow on it, and the way it works is this pushes oxygen through. So when I squeeze that, we've got pine needles inside there, and sometimes we use dry grass. You can use pine cones or burlap. Burlap works really well and it gives you a really long lasting smoker. And basically what the smoker does, what do we got over here? Look at this. This is what I'm talking about, guys. You see him right there? That's one of the bad guys. They're like little demons that come around. We don't need him. Yeah, those are the guys that can actually go in and they can basically do my hive in. If they came in a swarm, they could go in and attack my hive and most likely overpower it. And it happens a lot this time of year. And it's not good. Now these guys can sting over and over and over again. Unlike my honeybees, they've got one sting, so a lot of times it doesn't go good for the honeybees compared to them. Let's see, are they doing any better here? Yeah, they're just sort of hanging out. Hopefully they figure it out. Come on, girls, smarten up. You got to get in that hive, not out of it. So, last time I did this, I ended up with a whole bunch of bees. Here, come here, little girl. I got one down in the water down here on the bottom. There you go, you get up there. Come on, get on there. There you go. Get right on the board. Get off my finger. Yeah, they want my fingers now. So, wish I could get them all to land and get them in there, but I don't think it's going to work. But last time I did this, I ended up with the bees all out on the front of the hive. But I'm just really concerned that we're just going to lose too many of them if I don't put this on. So some of them might have to be sacrificed to save the rest. Kind of sad, but you know, those ones up at the top are going to be all right. So let me pull this up here. It's not a sunny day. And maybe I can answer some of your questions about bees. Does anybody have any bee questions? What is the smoke for? The smoke is for, it calms the bees down. And basically when I do that, it makes it so that they can't communicate anymore, because they communicate by smell, by pheromones. Let's see, why don't you smash the wasp? I would if you weren't looking. So there's a good answer for that one. I don't want to do that on here. I don't know if that would be looked upon as, or frowned upon, we'll just say it that way. Don't worry, if it's still there, it won't be there. So basically the smoke, it cuts off the bees' ability to communicate because they can't smell the alert pheromone. Also, the smoke makes the bees go into the hive. It causes them to start to eat honey, and basically they think that there is a problem with their hive, and they're thinking, oh, we better go in and get our stomachs full so that if we have to all leave here, we're already full. And it also makes their stomachs full to the point where they cannot bend in half to even sting. So that all that is a good thing for us. On average, how much honey do they produce? Well, each honeybee produces about 1 teaspoon of honey in their lifetime. I actually started out with 3 hives in June, and they were very small, just with 5 frames, and I got them quite large. I had a situation where I had bought a hive from someone else that had drawn out comb already, and I took and split all of those frames that were already drawn out between my 3 new hives, which gave them a head start. So most of the time when you start out hives, the first year you usually don't get much honey or at all. Because I had that head start, I was able to produce 75 pounds of honey this year between 2 of my hives. The other one didn't have much because I lost the queen. So any other questions? I think I missed some. Put them in the chat again if you want your question answered. Thanks for being with me, guys. Thanks for sharing out. Thanks for the heart me's. I really appreciate it. I really want everybody to learn about bees. What is the new entrance for? The new entrances are called robber entrances. Our hives are being attacked by hornets and those wasps that I just showed you. And basically because the wasps and the hornets can sting over and over again, my bees don't have much of a chance because they can only sting once. So once they put out their stinger, if they have not taken down that wasp or hornet, they're going to come back over and over again. What happens is when they come down on this front board, they're used to landing on this front board, even the wasps and hornets. And you can see these guys are even a little confused how to get back in. So if it's working on my own bees, it's going to work on the wasps and hornets. See, they want to crawl underneath it when they don't realize that they have to crawl up to the top and go in this hole now. So elder bees that are inside my hive are going to know how to get in and out. These guys I'm a tad bit worried about, but I'm going to have to figure out how to remedy that issue. But if I open up the bottom, the ones on the inside start crawling back out. So what's going to happen is the wasps and hornets are going to come and they're going to land on this bottom board. They're going to try to get into the hive and they're not going to be able to. So, like I said, I just got to figure out what to do with these little girls right here. But let's see if I pull you guys back up and answer more questions here. What other questions do you guys have? Do you recommend ordering bees or local source? Local sourcing, absolutely. I know I'm in New York State, and if I ordered bees from down south, they are not going to be as weather resistant as if I had gotten them locally. Preferably, you want to get bees that have overwintered in your area, or a wild swarm. You can actually catch a wild swarm by, putting a box up in a tree. You can look that up and learn how to do that. Can you collect them and bump them in the top? It's a possibility. I was thinking that, yes, but my problem is in the top of my hive right now, I've got feeders. So that would mean I'm opening up a whole another ball of wax, literally. I have a feeder in the top box, so when I open that, there's not going to be bees there. So that means I got to open the whole top of the hive, and I'm going to be letting more bees out that aren't going to be able to know how to get back in. So there I have a bigger problem. So I'm just going to have to figure out what to do with those guys. All right, let's see. Any more questions, guys? Keep throwing them at me. I'll keep answering them to the best of my ability. I am a beekeeper from central New York, and I'm out here trying to save my bees from being attacked by hornets, and that's where we are right now. But I'm waiting to see what happens with some of my little bees that are stuck outside until it starts raining. Hopefully it doesn't. What problems have you come across in your years of beekeeping, like pests? That's where we're at right now. Pests that are involved here right now are the wasps and hornets attacking the bees. There are varroa mites. Sorry, hair in my mouth. I've got very, very long hair and it doesn't like to stay where it's supposed to. There are varroa mites, and we treat for the varroa mites. As soon as it stops raining here, we're probably going to have to treat again. Varroa mites can decimate hives, and we also have hive beetles that get in, and we have to keep them in check also. But those are the pests that I know of. When it comes to wildlife, skunks. I have my hives up on top of a deck, so I'm less apt to have the skunks. I mean, yeah, they climb stairs, but it's going to be a little more difficult for them. The skunks will actually claw at the front of the hive, and then the bees will come out and the skunks will eat the bees. Probably about a half hour from me, I have a very good friend who has been teaching me, and we might end up doing some more stuff over at her place eventually, so you might see that. She has electric fence all the way around hers, and I'll get to that question in a minute and see, why do some queens decide not to stay? I'll cover that in just a second. But the thing with, she's got an electric fence, because, and I asked her, I'm like, what's this electric fence all about? She's got black bears a half an hour away from me. I'm so glad they're not here, but hopefully they don't decide to travel. Why do some queen bees decide not to stay? Well, when the hive gets to the point where it's full and she's got no place to lay, and there's just too many bees in a hive, a lot of times that happens in the spring and in the summertime. What happens is the bees will start making new queens, and they can make 3-4 queens, and they'll be in their little capsules or cups, and pretty much just before they hatch out, the old queen that was with the hive all that time will take half to 3/4 of the bees with them, and they'll fly away. So as beekeepers, we have to be watching for those queen cups and queen cells, and when they come, we've got to figure out, like, where in the frame. Let me show you something. Now this, like I said, the frame that they would be on most likely would be bigger, and it would be black, and that would have comb on it. Now, what they do is they make those queen cells in different places. Whenever you see a baby bee, they will be this way in the hole, okay? If they're building a queen, it will be vertical, all right? So, and they puff out and they look like a little cocoon. And it matters where they place them on here to tell you what the bees are thinking. Like, swarm cells are in one position, like, I'm trying to think. I can't remember. Okay, there's swarm cells, which is a queen, a new queen. There are supersedure cells, which is when they're trying to replace their queen because they're not happy with what their queen is doing and how well she's performing and laying eggs, so they get worried about their hive, and what will happen is they'll try to make a new queen to get rid of the old one. And then there are, let's see, swarm cells. Okay, I'm getting lost here. There's 3 different kinds. Anyway, the position on here tells you what the bees pretty much, if they're playing by the rules, which they don't always, are what they're thinking and what they're planning on doing. So we have to, as beekeepers, you'll see us going through the hives during the summer. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for those queen cells, the position of those queen cells, to try to determine what our bees are thinking and what they're going to do. And if they're thinking on swarming, our best bet is to get more boxes on here before that happens. And a lot of times we can stop it, or we can actually transfer frames to different hives. We can also take the queen out of there and put her somewhere else. And we can also put a like a queen guard at the front so the queen can't leave. So we just have to watch to see what the bees are doing and there's a lot involved, guys. Well, that's why honey isn't cheap. Real honey is not cheap. There's a lot of work when it comes to being a beekeeper. So if you want to be a beekeeper, realize there's a lot of dedication, a lot of time, and a lot of love for these bees that goes into it. And you got to know a lot. Let's see. Swarm cells bottom. Okay, thank you. Swarm cells on the bottom of the frame. Emergency cells anywhere. And there is... I don't know what you're saying. Oh, eggs under 3 days old. Yeah. So, yeah, there's a lot to know, and I recommend watching David Burns on YT. He's fantastic. He is a master beekeeper. Tell him that Grandma sent you. And he might not know, but after I send him a bunch of people, he'll know. I lost my first hive. I'm on my second, and you're right. It takes a lot of dedication. It does. It's not just, oh, just get a hive, throw the bees in it, and wait for honey. It's not like that at all. It's not like that at all. There's a lot of different things that we need to purchase for our bees. I'm not trying to discourage anyone, but I am telling you, do your homework and find a bee club to be involved with. That way you can get your questions answered. FB has a lot of different groups that you can get involved with that can teach you an awful lot. But I would recommend finding 2 mentors before you even start. And then start sucking in all the information you can find about the bees. What other questions do we have? Let me put this back because it's drawing bees. Any questions? Throw them at me, guys. Now is your time to get your beekeeping questions answered. As long as it doesn't start pouring rain on me, we're good. I appreciate all your support. I appreciate you sharing this out, and I appreciate you being with me. Come on, guys, what other beekeeping questions are there? Anybody? No? All right, let me see here. Oh, these bees are doing pretty good. Thank you for sharing. No problem. Yeah, if you can do that friend thing, that would be fantastic. I'd really appreciate that, guys. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your support. You know, I just started doing this, I think this is maybe my 12th or 13th, somewhere around there live. And I really need your support, guys. I want everybody to understand that these bees are not like just out to get you. Honeybees are a lot different. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. These bees are not just out to get you. Honeybees are totally different. I have, I'm sorry, I got messages coming in. I'm trying to read those at the same time as your messages. They need to stop just for a second. But yeah, throw in some more questions. How long have you been a bee jasper? Well, how about a keeper? That too. Don't worry, I do that all the time. I have actually been a beekeeper since June, to be honest with you. But this is the thing. I knew I wanted to do this 3 years ago. So I started sucking in all the information and all the books, and I have a son we homeschool. We started reading books and watching videos and collecting our parts for our hives and things like that for literally 3 years. And we needed to... Oh yeah, I can invite her. Hold on a second. I got somebody wanting to come in. I think. But I had been learning and learning and learning because I knew I was going to do this, and I couldn't afford everything all at once. Thank you so much for that, Heart Me. And I had to just take my time, and like I said, it's better to learn about it before you do it. I mean, yes, jumping in is good. Thank you for that, Heart Me Inspired. We love you. So, definitely take the time to learn before you jump in full with everything, because it's an expensive thing. I got a really good deal, to be honest with you. I was able to get 3 nooks, which are a small hive with 5 frames in them for $100 a piece from a friend of mine, which was miraculous because we're usually talking somewhere between $175 and $250 for a nook or a nuke. So I was very blessed, and you know, the thing is, these beekeepers are not just out for themselves, is what I've found. And I've been in an awful lot of things where, you know, if somebody knows something, they don't want to share any information. Well, I got to tell you, the beekeepers now are totally different. I mean, if you run upon one that isn't, just go the other way. But I haven't. I really haven't. Everybody's out to help each other. They know how important these bees are, and what a positive. Thank you so much for that, Inspired. I appreciate your support. They realize how important our bees are. Now, like, I have orchards and stuff. I'll turn the camera and you can see my orchard out here. We've got 67 fruit trees out there. We've got a vineyard. We've got blueberry bushes back here, blackberry bushes. I don't know if you can see everything. And then we've got red raspberries in the front yard. We've got gooseberries and just like all kinds of fruit. And I wanted these bees because I wanted to see everything pollinated. And one thing that's really nice is our peach trees. They actually bloom in April. And usually the trees have to be hand pollinated because there's no bees out. But with my bees, literally from where I'm standing to right out there, those are our peach trees. We're not going to have to hand pollinate, and they're amazing. Let's see, who is this? Steven. So, anyway, we have mods, don't we? Okay, so yeah, I don't think I'm going to have to hand pollinate as much as I was because of my bees. And every third bite of food that we eat, guys, comes from honeybees. And okay, thank you very much. I couldn't understand what was being said there. Thanks, Maud. My glasses are kind of fogging up too. So yeah, you keep reading, and if anybody doesn't belong, you go ahead and take care of that for me. I appreciate that. So how about any more questions, guys? I think I'm going to try to take my mask down. These bees aren't so bad right now. Hopefully they'll be nice to me and not come up around my face. And if they do, the screen's going back up. All right, so what time of year do you get your first queen? I actually started out, yeah, I'm going to put this back up. Hold on a second. I actually started out in June, but that's late. We had so much rain this year that the queens, the nuke that I had, the 3 nukes that I had them start for me, the queens couldn't go out and mate. What happens is the queens will emerge, and then they have to go out and they have to go to a mating area where all the drone bees, which are the boy bees, are. They'll mate with 6, 7, 8 of the male bees, and then they'll fly back to the hive. And then all they do for the rest of their life is lay eggs. And they have a little circle of bees around them. They feed those bees, the little worker bees will feed her, and they'll take care of her. and she'll just lay eggs. That's the rest of her life. She just lays eggs, lays eggs, lays eggs from the moment she gets back. So these queens work really, really hard. There's only one queen in each hive, and they're pretty amazing how they all communicate and they follow their queen. Thank you for that, Heart Me. I appreciate you. I appreciate any support you guys give. I love you all. What other questions do we have? Throw them at me, guys. I'm out here with the bees. It's kind of a rainy, yucky day, so they're not out too much, but you'll see a few buzzing around. Hi, everyone. Kitten foster mom. I'm a kitten foster mom, too, except for I keep them. That's the problem. We started collecting kittens about a year ago, and now we have 8 of them. So we love our kitties. Let's see. But yeah, you can go to my other videos and see all the cats. They're wonderful. Come on, guys. There's 101 people on here. You got to have some bee questions for me. I'm a beekeeper from Central New York. Now's your chance to have your bee questions answered. You know, a lot of times people are afraid of bees, and I think it's the surprise. You know, when you get near something and you get stung, you're like, oh my goodness, so terrible and everything. But it's because you're not expecting it most of the time. But when you put yourself in a position where you've got hundreds of bees around, you get more and more relaxed, especially if you got your equipment on. It's no big deal. I've been stung about, my phone has 11% on it, so I might have to cut this short pretty soon. The what? Was that a misspelling? You mean suit? Yes, the suit. The suit protects me from getting stung. Yeah, I know, autocorrect. Isn't it wonderful? I do that all the time. You know that too. Suit, yes, suit. So I thought that was kind of strange coming from you. That's great. So, oh, what else can I tell you about? That was funny. So yeah, I've done some pretty funny ones on autocorrect too. What do you do with the honey? Well, I got 75 pounds of honey this year, and I'm actually, matter of fact, oh shoot, what time was that guy coming? There was somebody coming to buy some, I forgot. Hopefully they'll be here before long. I think they said 2 o'clock, but my phone will probably die down by then. So yeah, I actually put my honey in canning jars, and I sell it for like £1.50 of it for the going rate around here. We'll just say that because I don't want it to seem like I'm trying to sell anything, because I'm not. I'm not doing that on here, and I don't mail it out at this point. Next year we'll see what happens. But yeah. Come on, guys, questions. Got 100 people on here. Somebody's got to have a bee question. Hi, Elizabeth. How are you? Ed, come on in. But yeah, we have a lot of bees. Each one of these hives you see here holds about 60,000 bees. So that's a lot of bees. Let's see. I got a question coming in. I got to pull my thing back up so I can read it. Are you working your hives in the rain? Absolutely not. No, no, no. Nope. No, I was just putting on some entrances because we're getting robbed. That's nope. I won't open my hives in the rain. It's dangerous for my bees. And also, I won't open them if it's 50 degrees or below, because that's dangerous for the bees too. What do you need to start a colony? Well, first thing I'm going to tell you is get into a club and start learning. And I recommend not just starting one colony, you need to start at least 2 or more. Because the mortality rate in the colder months is 50%. So my plan was to start out with 3 by the end of the season. From splitting, I have 5. By the end of next year, I'm going for 10. And this way, I'm looking at hopefully not having to reinvest any money into the bees next year. as in the bees themselves. I can, I'm going to have to buy other equipment. I need to buy more hives. I recommend if you're a woman that you start out with 8 frame hives, not 10 because they're very heavy. You know, if you're a strong woman, you go for it. I'm an old lady and I like my 8 frame hives. Trying to think of what other questions you have here. Absolutely, one can help to save the other. Yes, yep, they can. Yep. If you lose a queen in one, you can actually, you can graft. Actually, you can graft and make a new queen for your other one if they're not making it. But a lot of times within 16 days, if a hive loses their queen, they'll usually make another queen within 16 days. How's it going today? It's going great. How about you? I'm a beekeeper from Central New York, and we're just answering bee questions. If you have a question, put it in the chat, and I will answer to the best of my ability. I appreciate all your support. My phone is now down to 7%, so I might be having to shut down pretty quickly. I'm really sorry about that. How do you get a queen? And how do you... let's see, and how do you, which one is there? I'm sorry, I don't understand that question. How do I get a queen? Well, if one of my queens ceases to be, I can purchase one anywhere from like $40 and up. And again, you want to try to get your queen local if you possibly can. Yes, you can send away for them, but you really want to have a queen that is acclimated to your area. If you want to put the second half of that question back in there, I can answer it. I just didn't understand what you were asking in a two-part like that. Sorry, Tony. You know me, I get confused easy. Grandma, are you feeling better than yesterday? I am. What happens is when you're in your suit too long and it gets hot, me personally, I don't know if you guys have ever experienced this, I start to get hot, I'll get very red in the face, my breathing will start getting a little faster, and then I will feel a little dizzy, and then my stomach will hurt. The last thing I want is to go in that area. Once I get to that point, I don't want to pass out on camera, so my best bet was just to leave. I am doing great, thank you for asking. But I just, you know, it's just wise to be more cautious than to be foolish and, you know, have emergency people in danger because I passed out with my bees. You know, it's just not very smart. And I think I just lost it. You know, it's just not very smart. And I think I just lost it. Hey, I think we're still live. Guys, I'm back. Don't go anywhere. All right, so I'm back in the house. I plugged my phone in, so we can continue this if y'all want to. I'll just sit here in my suit, in my recliner. Grandma's old, she gotta sit down here. All right, what other bee questions do we have? I didn't bring any bees in the house with me, hopefully. Sorry, I ended up going out there. My phone went dead in the backyard. So, beekeeper, Central New York here. Ask me your bee questions and I will answer you. I think my buddy's gonna come over here too. Come on, you. This is Tucker. He is a miniature beekeeper. He's my buddy. Yeah, are you my baby? Yeah, he's a good boy. Yeah. Okay, guys, beekeeping questions. Any beekeeping questions? Well, at least I'm nice and warm. I didn't realize how chilly it actually was out there. So you might wonder what we do with the wax that we get from our bees. We actually take the wax from the cappings and we will trim that off and we'll get the honey out. And then what we'll do is we'll take all those cappings and we'll put them in a crock pot. We'll melt all that wax down and we'll paint it onto the frames so that the bees can mold that wax and they don't have to make as much wax, so they already have it. We do our girls a favor. So there's 29 of you still in here. Somebody's got to have a question. Beekeeping question. Anybody? Anybody? I'm going to see. I've never set one of these before. Let me see if I can figure out how to do this. It says set a goal. I don't even know how to do this, so hold on a second here. What do I do? Right. Oh, all right, let's try this. Oh, it says 1. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna try to get 1 rose since I've never set that before. I don't know how to change the numbers. Anybody know how to change the number on your goal? I'm just learning this. JTS Backyard. How you doing, JT? Does anybody know how to change the goal number? I have no idea how to do this. I just figured I would. Well, it says pin. Okay, I'm going to pin it. Thanks for helping me learn, guys. I'm not asking for anything if you don't have anything to give. I'm just trying to learn this. Okay, so here I am, a beekeeper in Central New York. And I just went out and I put some robber entrances on our bees because we are being robbed out massively by predator bees. They're coming and they're trying to steal all the honey that my bees are storing up. And so I had to put some special entrances on there so only my bees would know how to get into their hive. And it confuses the heck out of the predator bees. So hopefully that'll work and I'll see less deceased bees on my deck because it's been going on for quite a few days. You're probably wondering if anybody just came in why I'm sitting here in the chair with my suit on because the phone died in the backyard and I just ran right in here to get it plugged in, hopefully to save this live, and I haven't had a chance to take my suit off yet, but to be honest with you, I'm cold, so it's kind of good to have it on. But I'm here to answer any beekeeping questions that you have, anything about honey, anything about bees. Somebody was asking before what you needed to purchase for beekeeping. You need to buy at least 2 hives, which would be 2 brood boxes, and I personally would say to get at least 2 supers or medium boxes, or they're also called supers, for each hive. That way you are very prepared in case you have to put a feeder on, because a lot of times you need that outer shell box, one of them, to put the feeder inside if you're using an interior feeder. We recommend that you do not use an exterior feeder. A lot of people do, but many people have even more wasps and hornets coming in to steal from their hives if the feeders are on the outside of the hive. We feed our bees in the spring until they have all of their comb on the frames drawn out. And as soon as they have drawn out all their comb, we stop feeding, because we don't want them to take that sugar water into the cells and then us only have sugar water honey, which is totally different than real honey. And the real honey actually comes from nectar that the bees go out and collect. And I mean, that's actually real honey. And a lot of times you'll see that the honey in stores is a lot cheaper, and that's because a lot of beekeepers and other... Okay, do you guys see this? I'm going to cut this short. I got a bee on me.